Yeah.
When you finish over here, go over there because it's very hot there right now.
Yo, everybody, what's up? What's happening? OCD Mikey, hi-fi guy here. Guess who I am? And I am back for an episode with you guys of the live stream. So hello, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. And I don't necessarily have a topic tonight to speak about. So I will, as always, open it up for a conversation. And let people go ahead. What's up, Shane? Good to see you, buddy. And Alan is hanging. What's up, Jason? How are you, buddy? Spoke with Jason earlier today. Yep, just getting filled up, filling up the classroom here. So what's what's the best news people have heard all day? What's up, Daniel? The best news was the Fed didn't raise rates. I guess that's the best news of the day. So that is a good thing. That is a good thing. Is the lighting a little bit dark in here? I can turn up my lighting a little bit. Let me go adjust that. I feel like it's a little bit dark. I'm going to adjust the lighting up a little bit. So hold on a second. There we go. That is a little better. What's up, Corey? How are you? Welcome, crew. Put this mic back up in here. This thing. You got some stack audio isolation footage from the UK, which I just put under my Dream Stack, and wow, got a video about it just last night. Yeah, I have no idea what that is, but Shane, you don't have Live Vibe, do you? What's up, Charles? Hey, James Steedman, what's up, brother? Stephen Garner, what's up, what's up, man? How are you? Michael A, top of the morning. That's what Jason White that's on here. He says that every morning when he talks to me, top of the morning. So Michael, top of the morning to you. You must be like in what, UK or something like that? Is that where you are? I'm trying to get this thing like so it's. That's what's weird about these stupid things is they only clip on sideways, and then you got, it's like, how do they really work right? I'm getting another. They're back ordered on my damn mics that I wanted. They will be coming, but they're sold out. I got some damn Neumanns coming. Yeah, man. Anybody wants to throw me some stuff? Throw me any questions or whatever. I don't really have much. Love to try them as well. Just call up Robert at Live Vibe, and he'll send you something. Shane, not a problem. Okay. Ilankaran, Jay Ilankaran says, "Hey, Mikey." Oh yeah, here we go. I recently heard Carver preamp and was pleasantly surprised. What's your thought on them? I don't really have much thoughts on those. I mean, isn't Carver older stuff? Like Carver isn't made anymore, is it? What are some good vintage preamps to try? Convergent Audio Tech SL1. They're about $3,500. Nakamichi CA78. Typically, I don't delve in the vintage hi-fi stuff. If you have to press a little button and stick a wire into a hole and let it go, not my gig. If you have a screw that you have to put a screwdriver on and screw a wire in, not my gig. So the old stuff is cool, but I don't want to personally own it. So the new stuff is better. It's cool to have old stuff because it's just nifty and kind of cool, but the new gear is just better. That's all there is to it. It sounds better. Let's see. What's up from North Carolina? Cleartone, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Yes, Carver is still here. Okay. I am totally I don't see it in any shows. I don't know anything about Carver. So I can't comment. Do you have any preamp recommendations for MSRP 20 to 30? Oh, I presume you're talking 20 to 30K. Nat Audio Magnetostat SE is 25. I just sold one to a guy in Maine who compared it to his audio research ref, whatever the heck, top of the line. He likes it better. If you go to What's Best Forum, you can really see What's Best Forum. By the way, I'm going to interview Ron from What's Best Forum to let you guys know. If you go to What's Best Forum and you read about hi-fi there in those forums, those are actually the dudes with the money. Okay, Audiogon and whatever, you get a bunch of people that do this that don't have money. And they just like to sit and quabble back and forth. I call it the hen house. And they're not the dudes that buy the stuff. You know, they're not the money guys. The guys that have money that actually buy a whole bunch of stuff and can actually give you an honest feedback about things like preamps in the $20,000 to $30,000 range are on What's Best for them. And read about Nat Audio there. And you'll see that these guys that can afford anything choose Nat Audio over Wavac, over some of these like really hyper esoteric brands, because it just delivers a better sonic. Typically, the preamp recommendation comes for a system that has, if you're looking for a $20,000 to $30,000 preamp, you can afford a $20,000 DAC. The only reason you need that preamp is if you have vinyl. I'm not going to go into the explanation of that whole deal, but vinyl's fun and everything. So I recommend the Nat Audio Magnetostat SE, NAT Audio. You can go to the website and look, or you can see it on the 11 Stereo website. You bet. I don't. Again, that was about Carver. I just bought a JL Audio, killer stuff. It really adds to my presentation. I'll bet it does. Yeah, JL is. I remember contacting JL. I used to use JL in my cars, and I contacted JL Audio early before they made subwoofer to say I want to make a home sub, and they're like, "Yeah, we're working on it right now. We're going to release one." This was before they even made home audio stuff. I was like, your subs are so good. You guys ought to make a home theater or a home audio sub. And that was before. So I like JL stuff. It's cool. Starting all over again. How about the Dutch and Dutch? Great product, man. If you want an all-in-one speaker that does everything, has amps in it and everything, and you just want to plug the Ethernet in and a power cord, then Dutch and Dutch is good. Now, typically, it's different than I still haven't found an active speaker that can do what separates do. So it depends what you're after, Albert. Dave says, receive the power cables today. Mickey told me, yeah, yep. Won't be home till Friday, but we'll be doing some sound checks with them this weekend. Yeah, you know you will, buddy. Make sure to let me know. Dave got that whole pile of cords was with Dave's order. Dave got the full playback design set up. I'll be at Dave's soon to come. I don't know exactly, maybe a couple weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. I have to coincide it with the shows that are coming up, but I'll be flying out to California, going to Dave's place in Bakersfield. And we will be playing with some Focals speakers that he has to see. I want to hear how they sound with the full playback broken in system. He bought the SPA8, the big giant behemoth amp, and the transport and the DAC. So he's got the full setup, and it's going to be all Verastar cables. So I know what the cables sound like. I know what the gear sounds like. So it'll be a great way to test these Focal Mezzo Utopias, or whichever one. I can never remember what they're called, but they're, I think, one down from the top of the line. They're big dogs. Yeah, why not just buy MPD8 for 20 to 30? Because if he's got vinyl, then he can't. If he's got vinyl, then he needs to have a preamp. That's the answer. How's the volume control on the MPD8? The volume control on the MPD8. Okay, so remember you just asked me about a preamp that was between 20 and 30. I told you Nat Audio Magnetostat SE. That was my preamp. That was the one that I had because it's like known as being one of the best ever made. When I got the MPD8, I put in the MPD8, I put it through the preamp as normal because that preamp made every system of mine sound better. Anybody that I sold it to makes the rig sound better. I took it from I did the preamp in and the line stage out with the preamp with the MPD8 going straight to my amp or amps at the time, and it was better without. It's more unobstructed. It's more clear. The preamp sounded fat all of a sudden. All of a sudden, I could hear the tubes. I could hear the tubes. That's the only way to say it. I never heard them before until I played the MPD8 naked straight to the amp, and it was more of a window to the soul of the music, which I preferred. Sometimes people like to put line stages in because it flavors the painting. It fills with color and depth sometimes and things like that. And it will give a coloration, which is very pleasing. Typically, they'll have vacuum tubes or something inside, and they'll give a vacuum tube presentation. Personally, I like a clear window to the music with less coloration. So without the preamp, the MPD8 is, let's put it this way. The MPD8 is the only DAC I've ever experienced. And the MPD6, which is, but then let's just say the MPD8. The MPD8 is the only DAC I've ever heard with a, no, now there was one other, which was the Exogal. The MPD8 is one of like two, maybe three DACs that I've heard that don't need a preamp. Furthermore, the MPD8 is the only DAC that I've ever heard that could beat the Nat Audio Magnetostat line stage. So that ought to say it's not only smooth, it's powerful, it's dynamic, it's organic, it's natural. It is an amazing output section. Like it's a triumph. In fact, it's so good. I'm like, make an amplifier. Like if you can make an output section that good, and they did. They made the SPA8, which Dave has, and Dave can tell us about the SPA8 rather. Dave has an $80,000 amplifier. It's this massive. It was Playback Designs making the best amplifier they possibly could. They said, we're going to try and get rid of every anomaly, anything that's a problem or an anomaly with an amplifier. We are going to overcome it with the SPA8. And it was only 80 grand. Dave has one. You can't get one anymore. So there's no amplifier I've ever seen like that. So they're very good. The Bert Gerlach, who does the analog output sections, or who does the analog work, the amplifier for Playback Designs, is extremely, extremely good designer. Extremely good designer. Bravo. Hello from cold ass Maine. Won't be getting out on the bike anytime soon. No, man, it's cold ass Georgia right now. And so I have not been able to ride. And I just got a new Harley not too long ago, and I really want to ride it. And so I'm waiting for it to warm up, and then I'm going to do a tour. And I'm hoping that at some point, what I'm probably going to do is at some point, I'm going to send out a blanket email to the tribe, and you guys feed back with what states you're in and where you're at, because I'm going to do a tour around the US, and I'll come in and I'll come in and I can tune your rigs and visit with you guys, and we can go out and have some of the best food that's in your area and all that stuff. Teach me about Maine lobster, and I'll eat the local foods and meet you guys. That's really what I love to do, is spend time with people and listen to music. So I'm waiting to get on the bike, brother. Thanks, Mikey. You're the best. Watch every day. Thank you, Albert. I appreciate it. So Maria, and yeah, no, it's not Dave. I will let you know as soon as it is. Which DACs other than Playback Designs have a volume control that beat a preamp? Well, it depends what preamp, okay? I can tell you the aesthetics DAC. I also sell aesthetics. I don't even talk to you guys about it because it's just I got to do one thing at a time, and I'm not bringing. I'll talk about eventually aesthetics and Eggleston Works. Aesthetics has a great relay controlled analog output on their DAC. So I really like the Pandora with the analog relay output section on it. That's what DAC other than Playback Designs. There's very few. If they use a chip-based volume control, I won't. It has to be an analog volume control. Working on a set of powered speakers that might blow your mind, Mikey. Just give me time. Right on, man. Take your time. Hearing the tubes is what most people want. I don't think so. I think hearing the tubes is what people want until they've done it for a long time, and then they don't want not knowing if there's an issue with the tubes. The more tubes you have in your rig, the more you don't know if there's a problem somewhere. If there's some weird noise, you don't know, which one of my 18 tubes per channel is it? Is one of them failing? Tubes are fun, and that's it. Tubes are fun to play with, but they are by no means business. I guess, there's a couple caveats, man. The big ass tubes that I have, those things are magical. Those big giant GM100s, there's not much like that. Those are something special. But just the run of the mill tube stuff, older used tube stuff, I don't know. I would replace those big, if I could find a solid state amp that sounded as good as those tubes, I would, and that wasn't the SPA8, I would use solid state in that location. But that is an excellent tweeter amplifier, those things. Powdered speakers. You like to do blow on your speakers? He likes to chop rails on the top of his speakers. Powdered rails, powdered speakers. I got your powdered speakers. Thoughts on NOLA? Great stuff. Great stuff. Used to be Elan. Open backs on the mids and the highs. I like that. The Fisher & Fisher speakers have open mid-range on the back, teamed up with slate cabinets. So it's the best of three worlds. It's a stone cabinet. It's a sealed box design, and it's open back. So to me, it's really tough to beat a Fisher & Fisher. I think Jay Yagi follows. He loves Nat monoblocks in his AGDs. Yeah, I like Jay. Jay's a good guy. Jay's a good guy. We hung out in Florida one year. He's a good guy. Do you have used gear list on your website? No, I don't. If you want used gear, you call me up, and tell me. I don't, a lot of the used gear that I have, I'm not just going to sell it to anybody. I know that sounds weird because a lot of people just want to push their merch and just sell their crap. But the bottom line is my used stuff, a lot of it is stuff that I've collected. And so it's special in one way or another. So I'm not selling a Bridge Audio Labs to somebody that doesn't know jack shit about DACs. I'm just not going to sell it. I don't care if they have the money. You're not going to appreciate it. You're not going to know what it is. You're not going to appreciate what went into that thing. So it's same concert. I got a concert fidelity DAC, tube DAC. I've got a First Sound preamp. There's no way. I've got some older Pass Labs Aleph stuff. There's no way it's going to just anybody. So I've got a Crayon integrated. Do you guys even know what a Crayon is? So I don't put lists up. That's for people that have just fodder. Lists are for cannon fodder stuff. It's not for the unique stuff. The unique and collectible stuff doesn't make it onto lists. It's just like the good stuff, the good properties for sale don't make it to FMLS and make it into some, the best stuff is like sold in the inside. They're traded. It's on the inside with people that know. My Fostex, I'm not Fostex, but my Feastrex field coils, my Tungar power supplies. Am I selling that to people that don't know jack shit? No, I'm not. You need to come to me, and then I need to assess you out. And if you are, I hate to put it this way, but if you're worthy of owning that piece, then I'll sell it to you. And some of these pieces are just $3,000, $4,000 or $5,000, but I'm not going to sell them to just anybody. I won't. It's sacrilege. These are pieces that were created in a very bespoke fashion. Even though some of them are inexpensive, there was a lot of heart and soul that went into these. And people, these go to audiophile people, not just people that are buying gear. So if anybody wants to know about my used gear, you call me and you ask me, you tell me what you're looking for, and I consult with you. We do it like regular human beings, like a consultant and a person. I help get you across. I need to know if it even makes sense for you to have that thing. It might not be the right thing to go into your system. Some of these things lean a little bit warm, or they lean a little bit the other way, and I need to fit them into your rig. So to just let you buy them off a list, it just shows that I don't care about the products, and I don't care who gets them, and I don't care how they go together. And that's not me. That's not Mikey. I consult and I sell you what's right for your rig, and what's right for you, what's right for your listening habits, what's right for the type of music you listen to, and all that. So I know that was a long, a long-winded answer to your question. But if you want used gear, and select used gear, exotic used gear, some of the best stuff, some of the things that people don't even know about, you'll tell them about it and they'll be like, I've never even heard about that. And you're like, yeah, this is a real unique piece made in Denmark by blah, 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 blah. But you have to be into it. If you're not into it, I'm not selling it to you. So anyway, so that's the deal with that. Hello, Mikey. What makes ground loop noise in spatial MT? I have no idea, bro. Ground loop is like a squirrel, dude. That's a squirrel in your attic. How do I know how he got in? You know, I got no clue, bro. Noticeable buzz when speakers are plugged in and unplugged. It only stops when I moved out of the room. M3TM is what? Speakers? Noticeable buzz when speakers are plugged in and unplugged? I don't get what you're saying. Are you telling me that you have a pair of active loudspeakers that when they sit in the room and they're unplugged, it makes a buzz in what? In the other speakers? You'll need to be a little more descriptive, and I can probably help you through this. You have a tube tester. Good for you, buddy. You do. Well, oh yeah, Yaniv, you're a guitar tech. You know, it's totally different, brother. The sound of the tubes is for guitars every single time, dude. I got a Marshall. I just bought a Marshall from Nick, right there, right below you. Right here is Nick Panizzi. I bought a Marshall Master Volume from 1976, and it's a tube. Of course, dude, it's a guitar amp. Yaniv is a guitar tech, and an amp tech, and of course, absolutely, for guitar amps, you always want tubes, always, 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 because there's certain things, the distortion, you want that. You want the breakup, the saturation, the distortion, which is exactly what you don't want in hi-fi. So tubes for guitar amps, completely different story, completely different story. What is up, Nick? Good to see you, brother. Charles says people from the tribe can sell their used gear on there. Yes, yes. And okay, so that's an answer to Dave's life lessons. If you go, okay, Charles, thanks for hipping me to that. Okay, so Dave's life lessons asked, do you have a used gear list on your website? Okay, my used gear isn't on a list. My personal stuff. I've got the prime stuff that I'm happy to sell to you guys, but you got to call me. I have to make sure you know the secret handshake. Then I can sell to you. But otherwise, you go to the forum and you go under the trading post, or the buy and sell in the trading post, and all the tribe members have their stuff for sale there. So there's a whole slew of used gear, and people let it go for less to our tribe than they do out in Audiogon and the other places, because they have to pay all the damn fees in those other places. There is no fees to sell on 11stereo.com. And by the way, I will show you where that is. I'm going to run a banner, 11stereo.com. That is my business, okay? This YouTube thing is not my business. This is how I let you guys know who I am. This is my promotion channel, right? I'm a dealer. I sell hi-fi for a living. I make the stuff. If I can't find something that I think is a good enough value, I go to manufacturers, I have it made, or I invent it in the case of cables. And I live and eat and shit and breathe this hi-fi, and I have for the last 24 years. So 11stereo.com is where you go. And if you go to the forums there, you will see the guys from the Hi-Fi Tribe. All you guys sign up in the Hi-Fi Tribe. It's free. And you can buy audio gear there, and you can get used gear, and you can get it great deals. So Daniel Miller asked for a recommendation for a 4-way active crossover. Nobody makes 4-ways. So you have to stack 3-way and a 2-way, or 2-ways. You have to cascade them. So I don't know who makes a 4-way. I had to have mine made. I'm not sure. I mentioned the Exogal when talking about the MPD6 and MPD8. Is the volume control on that as good as a high-end preamp? It was I'm trying to remember what amplifier I used with it at the time. I remember at the time using all I remember, it didn't beat out a preamp. The Exogal didn't beat out a high-end preamp. No, it did not. But I remember listening to it, and it was a digital volume control on there. But the way they implemented it, I remember thinking, this sounds great. I don't need a preamp. If I'd put the Nat Audio Magnetostat SE in there, no, it would not have beat it. And the MPD8 did. The MPD6, the DAC is a little different. So the combo doesn't beat, the MPD8 or the MPD6. A preamp with the MPD6 would make it sound better. The MPD8 without the preamp sounds as good as the MPD6 with the world-class preamp. You don't need it. So I hope that makes sense. Spatial Audio M3 Triode Master Open Baffle. Buzz when plugged in and unplugged. Buzz where? Where's the buzz coming from? And how is it going to have a buzz if you unplug it? What do you mean unplug? Do you mean unplug the AC power, or do you mean take the speaker cables off? Work with me here, brother. We're playing charades, man. Okay, what about a 3-way? Sublime Acoustic. Go to Sublime Acoustic, made in USA. It's right here. This is what Charles saying. You can cascade Sublime, or you just buy a 3-way from Sublime. Sublime is the company, man. You talk to Mark and tell him Mikey, OCD Hi-Fi guy, sent you. He'll be real happy. And I just like him to know that people that come through from hearing about it here. I don't make any money on it. He sells them for $500. I could make like whatever, $200 or something on each one if I wanted to, but I'd rather see Mark's company survive. And so I don't even take any of it. I just send people there. I think it was a Stello you used with that would make sense, Johnny. That's exactly what I was just thinking in my head. Stello. Yeah. Yo, Mikey, I recall watching one of your videos. Here's Dan from Illinois. Danny just put in an order for a new Jeff Rowland 555 today. Dan is going to have, and you can tell us about it, brother. I want you to come back and tell us about it here on the live streams, how kick-ass that amplifier is, and tell us what you have. So you recall watching a video a while back in which you were the sole U.S. distributor deal for a brand called AudioBite. You favorably compared one of their DACs to the MPD8. Nope. You would have to show me that. I had them at 2 different times. AudioBite comes from a parent company called Rockna Audio. I had a Rockna, and I used the Rockna top of the line, a $16,000 at the time, balanced R2R DAC. That DAC was a little too sharp. That DAC was a perfect example of shitty volume control, but great with the preamp. That DAC, even though it had volume control and they pitched it, no way you could use it. I spent a year trying to figure out how to team the thing up so to lessen the sharpness. That DAC's strong suit was it imaged like crazy, man. 3-dimensional, holographic, beautiful soundstage, but too sharp. And then they came out with audio. They had Audio Byte. They developed this Audio Byte product, which was a smart product. The thought process on it and the design was very good. Them as a company getting products out took forever. They would promise times and never make good on their times. They kept, so I would tell people, oh, it's coming in 2 months, and then it would never come in 2 months. It was too much of a cluster. Then I got then a distributor guy got a hold of the brand, and I would have had to buy through him instead of buying direct. And this guy is like a cancer in the industry. I would never buy from him. I don't care how good the brand is. This guy he's left such a trail of destruction from clients that I've had taken care of, that this guy's left in his pathway, that I would never buy from him. So I dropped that brand for a couple reasons. One, I was beginning to question the company. The stuff when you got it was good, and it was a really smart design, and it was cool. It had separate chassis, and it was an interesting, cool design. Their updates were tough. Okay, you'd have to do them at home, and many times I had people get stuck with the updates and they couldn't do them. I had some that had to go back for new boards. One in particular, a guy in Florida, had a lot of issues with the repair on his thing. They would take care of it, but you had to ship it back, and it went back to Serbia and all this, or Romania, where they're from. So the brand was not strong enough for me to fight for or to buy through this jerk distributor that I can't stand, that shouldn't be in our industry. So I just dropped the brand. I dropped the brand. So I wouldn't recommend it. And then you just got my take on it, which was your next question. Okay, I'll get with him. Call. Yeah, cool. Yeah, get with Mark. Well, F&F Fisher and Fisher exhibit at Expona. No. Mm-mm. Nope. Definitely not Expona. Expona is like way too, you get lost in the shuffle. It's too, the brand is too, the brands at Expona that stand out are the big corporate brands, and they overshadow in many ways the smaller brands that many times have more innovative and better products. But because that show is so oversold and with so much corporate money there, that all you see and all you get swooned by is the corporate stuff. So it's no, they're not going to show there. F&F was at Capital Audio Fest. Sup, brother? I have the LRS crossed over at 80 hertz with the Sublime crossover. I'm thinking of going down to 60. Is that too low for LRS? No, it's not. And you may want to try a 12 and a 24 slope. Sometimes the 12 works well for blending. What preamp would beat the Exogal, the Nat for 8K? Well, the Exogal isn't a preamp. The Exogal is a DAC. So in other words, are you asking me, are you telling me you have an Exogal and you would like to add a preamp, and what would make it sound better? Is that what you're asking? Then yeah, the Nat Audio for 8K would. And I have an open box right now. I would sell you for 6K with a full warranty. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. What do we got here? Oh yeah, so that was the last question. Yeah, so I will be doing some Fisher and Fisher videos soon. I've got those little guys, man, that I want to get those out, and I've got the 270. 270's already sold, man. I haven't even damn listened to the 270s, and they're already sold. But I'm going to break them in for the guys. So I'll put them in. I'll make a video of the 270s. That freed up one of the SN70s, the monitors, the killer monitors that I had at Capital Audio Fest. I've got another pair of those available now, because that guy saw the 270s, said, dude, switch me to the 270s. So we switched him. Um, let's see. Did I ever take cassettes seriously as an audiophile thing? No, never. I took them seriously because they held my precious music, and they held Grateful Dead bootlegs. So I took them as serious as anybody did back then, but never as an audiophile thing. I wasn't. By the time I got into audiophile stuff, it was past the cassette time. Hoping to hear one. I've simply gotten burned too many times to ever buy Hi-Fi Blind again. Um, well, one day or another, you got to put your big boy bands on and trust Mikey and buy from me and trust me. Because why don't you search, do a Google search, Mike Powell, Hi-Fi scam, rip off, anything like that. See if you can find even one thing that says that I don't do what I say, says that I don't return things, says that anybody got screwed by me, or burned by me. It doesn't exist. I don't do it. Okay. Every once in a while, a couple years back, I had a true person that deserved for me to tell him off. He got his money back and I gave him his refund. But and actually he's the reason why I have a 30-day. You must keep my stuff for 30 days before you can return it, because of this guy. And he told me, he had the audacity to tell me, I need to return it before my credit card thing comes in, so I don't get paid the fee on my credit card. And I'm like, dude. And then he also told me that he had just had a party and he invited people to the party. He wanted it was AGD amps. I need the AGD amps for my party for this weekend. So can you send them to whatever, man? He needed to get them for a party. He got them for a party. Then 2 days after the party, he wanted to return them. And he told me, and he had to get them back before his credit card. So I'm like, you asshole. You bought the shit counting on my return policy so you could use them for a freaking party and then return them afterward. So I gave him half his money back immediately, and then I made him wait 2 weeks just to give him one of these for the rest of his money, and it was whatever, $9,000. So I gave him 4,500 back and then 4,500 2 weeks later. People that you want to fuck with me, I'm the wrong guy. Okay. I know the tricks and I know the games. Thank God that doesn't happen. I mean, that was the last guy, and that was like 2 years ago. And that was the last guy that every once in a while I used to get one of these guys a year that were just, and you can sniff them out. Now I sniff them out. And but other than that, it's like you won't find anything. You might find this guy talking shit. I know he went on Audio Gun after and started saying a bunch of shit about me, making up a bunch of lies. But you know what? There's that rarely happens. But so because of that, now everybody has to keep it for 30 days. You have to keep it for 30 days. Now I know you're not pulling some bullshit with your credit card, planning to return it before your credit card comes due. If you're not, that's clear intent that you wanted to return before you bought. You were planning on it. So now you got to keep it 30 days. So you can't do your little hustle with your credit card. You keep it for 30 days, then you can return it. You get all your money back. There's no restock fee. I will guarantee it will beat what you have. I don't just say I guarantee that it shows up and it works. I say I'll guarantee you that you are freaking overjoyed. You're like, oh my God, Mikey, this clearly beats what I had. Okay. Not just that it works, right? I guarantee you'll be blown away or your money back with no restock fee. So that's the best I can do. And if you can't deal with that, then freaking go to your brick and mortar and listen to what it sounds like in a commercial space with gear that's not your gear. It makes no sense anyways. So, or go to the show and listen to it at the show when it's in a hotel room and it's not your gear anyways. You're not going to get a good idea. So anyways, what's up, Audio Tits? Update your website so we could get excited of what you have, bro. We could window shop. My website was updated today, brother. I update it every day. So get on there more often, and then you'll recognize that it's been updated. Hey, Mikey, what Ethernet switch are you using in your rig? I am using a Fidelizer, and I don't give Ethernet switches too much juice, This one is like $500 or less, and it did, a slight improvement. Whatever, it's $400. I don't care. I'll take a slight improvement. Okay, so that's what I use. I got my brother on your live tonight. He's an old school hi-fi guy that fits your tribe. Cool. What's up, brother of Audio Tits? My son Dusty says, in OCD Mikey we trust. That's awesome. Say hey to Dusty, man. What's up, Dusty? That's a cool name. It must be Dustin, right? Is it Dustin in his name? You call him Dusty? I got to meet Dusty someday, man. Do you got him playing golf already, Dan? Been really digging your daily vids. Thanks, man. I don't know if you guys dig it because I'm ripping these off at the cuff now quick. These morning vids, I'm just like, if I got 7 minutes, I rip off a vid for you guys. I'm trying to pull in some more subscribership. So I'm doing 2 vids a day. If you guys haven't noticed that, I'm doing 2 videos every day. Let me know what you guys think. Been fixing used gear, and I finally understand how critical quality parts are. Yeah, absolutely, man. You know it. Nora says, hello, Mikey. How did you come to own the Shakti Holograph? What are some other cool products that can help a room create some zen? So I heard these from, you got to realize, I ran with a whole generation of audiophiles that are no longer around. And there was a whole generation of audiophile products that are no longer around or that have been forgotten. Maybe they're still around, but they're not popular. Shakti Holograph was very popular at one time. I used to see it a lot, and people used to tell me, this is some shit that works, man. You got to try this thing. And once like 4 or 5 people that I talk to that are steeped audiophile weirdos like I am, like the cuckoos, once 4 or 5 cuckoos tell me that they work, I'm like, okay, I got to buy some. So I found some used. I heard about, same with that pasta bowl, that brass pasta bowl thing that you see, bronze deal in the middle of my rig. That thing I kept hearing about over and over again, seeing it in the cuckoo birds. When the cuckoo birds would show me the rigs, I kept seeing that thing. So I'm like, well, if the cuckoo birds have all got a hold of it, then it probably does something, because these guys spend an inordinate amount of time testing out tweaks. They love tweaks. And so that one I took on trade for some power cords, because the guy just was like, I've got 2 of them and I'm not using this one. It's not doing anything. And I'm like, perfect. Cause I don't want to buy it. I'm not going to go spend whatever. I think they were $2,500 at the time for a bronze pasta bowl, but I put it in and it did work. And it was a slight improvement. Does it make or break my rig? No. But did it help lock in vocal harmonic in the center? Yeah, it did. So it was cool. So that thing, high-end Novum, it's called Novum, high-end Novum. It's like a PM3 or something like that. Just go to high-end Novum. You'll find out that thing. What are some of the others that I use? The Live Vibe audio stands, or putting your stands on brass cones helps. Even if it's just brass feet on your speakers or brass feet under your gear with footers underneath. Room treatments help. So those are some of those things. In OCD we trust is a t-shirt, Mikey. That's funny. That is a good one. You guys want that? Do you guys want that on a t-shirt? I could put that on the back. I could put my grill on the front, that funny pic that you see. And then, or I could put the grill, I could put up here, I put that circle thing that says snake oil that has the snake head with the line through it on up here, like this shirt, right? And then on the back, I could put in OCD we trust with a face, that face of mine, the caricature kind of thing. And then I love shirts that have these things down the sleeves, man. Wait, down the sleeves like that. But I like to put them down both sleeves. But I'd have to figure out what goes down the sleeve and what looks cool. But I could do something like, I could put like maybe vacuum tubes down the sleeve. I'll tell you what, man. Guaranteed I will make you guys some kick-ass shirts. I just need the bandwidth. I need to take like a week and just do art and t-shirts. His birth name is Dustin, but I revert to Dusty on occasion. Yeah, Dusty's awesome. You get more subscribers when you rant. I know that's isn't that true? Is that true? That's true, dude. I have to go cook a couple companies, dude. I have to put them in the frying pan. But then the industry gets all butthurt over me, and then it makes bad blood for the guys that are trying to sell those products and hustle. And it's like, maybe I go back to not caring. That's how I built this channel, was not giving a shit, just doing whatever freaking damn video I wanted to do, saying whatever I wanted, and just doing it. But to be quite honest, when I first started this channel, I had a lot of built up resentment, and over the first 2 years or so, I got that shit out. I really purged a lot of the demons that I'd been holding inside. They're out of me now. I don't really, I'm just like, whatever. Yeah, there's hustlers out there. They suck, but, and I've taught you guys, if you watch my channel over the last, what is it, 4 years now or something, you've learned about it. You understand to keep your eyes open. You understand that there is gear out there that is for show offs, and it doesn't have anything to do with good sound. And there's people that like to, have a cock show and show their rooster, and and that's their whole deal, man. And I think those were dudes that never got laid in high school, because they're trying to seek it out now or something like that. Who knows what, but the bottom line is, I'm into music, man. And we'll see. I've got some ideas for what is gonna, I don't know that the rant is something has to piss me off now to get a rant. I don't know, man. You guys keep saying, if you got, I'll tell you what, if you guys want me to do a rant, send me a link, text it to my phone. My phone number. Go to 11 Stereo, like I showed you before, 11 Stereo. You can find my phone number. Text me a freaking link. For something that you think is ridiculous, okay? Something that you think is asinine that needs to be blasted, and I'll blast it. And if it's something that I agree that is asinine, right? And that's how I get some of my content. People send me links. They're like, dude, will you look at this? And then I'm like, oh my God, $1 million cartridge, or whatever. So if you guys want me to rant, send me some rant worthy shit, and then I'll rant about it. But I'm not going to go really find it. Internet switches. Cisco Meraki switch made a very noticeable improvement. Yeah, the thing is you find, like, so my switch is a Cisco too. The Fidelizer is a Cisco switch that's been modified, and it's $400. It was 400, it might be 500 now, I don't know. That's pretty much all you need, man. And you really just need to find a switch that's good enough that performs, that does audio well. And you can find, if you try 18 different switches, some of them are going to do better for audio, and then you just use that as your audio switch. But I don't think they're crucial. Bart Eilertson, Mikey going all in here. I love it when you guys do that. Doing active crossover the Mikey way. There you go. And building my own active speakers with ATC drivers. There you go. Bryson amp on the woofers. Jeff Rowland 8T on the mids. Sweet, man. On the mids and highs. Way to go, man. Any wise words on amp for the tweeters? Rather not. Go for tubes. Well, before my big tubes, I used AGD amps. AGD Class D. So those are the ones that I used on my tweeters when I didn't have the big tubes. So those were really good. The highs on those amps are very smooth and very extended. AGD Audion. AUDION, AGD Production in California. Did I ever get to hear the sonicalography of that Carver preamp? Carver is a straight kook. What was sonicalography, like a knob or something? Bob Carver is a kook. Yeah, I don't know much about the guy, but I met like one of the guys that works for him at the show. I'd like to meet the guy. I like him because he's a kook, but I don't know much about him. Big J charges $200 per hour for consultation. Yep, he does. Anybody can charge. That's a beautiful thing about the United States. You can charge whatever you want for whatever you say you are or whatever you can do whatever the hell you want. You can charge $500 for a piece of dog poop with spray painted gold. You know, you can do whatever you want. So I'll consult for free if you buy from me. Now look, here's the caveat to that, okay? Because I will every now and again, I'll get some guy that calls up, wants to ask me questions. Okay, cool. I will appease you and answer a couple of your questions. But then to keep calling me up and asking me and asking questions about fundamental things where I have to teach you, you know, dude, give me $100. You know, I ask for 100. I will ask for $100 like the fourth time somebody starts asking me some shit, like I'm their personal tutor, and they haven't bought anything from me. You know, it's like, dude, what am I just here to like give me $100? Show me that you're not a taker. Show me that you're willing to give something in order for me to teach you, dude. Have some, I almost said the F word. Have some freaking respect already. Jesus Christ, what am I, your bitch, your servant? No, I'm not. I'm somebody who's way more educated in the subject than you are. And I've given you time and I've explained things to you. Now freaking stop it, or buy something, or give me or send me $100. You know, give me a sign that you're not just there to suck my lifeblood. So I get where Jay's coming with this, with his $200 an hour, because he's basically saying fuck you to the people that want information for free. He's like, pay me for it, you know. And I'm a little more lenient with it, okay? But there's a line where I get like Jay, and I'm like, hey, you got to send me $100 now, you know. And to me, it's not about the money; it's about the sign. It's a gesture of goodwill on your side. It's just a gesture of goodwill. Let me know that you've got goodwill. That this is a two-way street, not just a me street, you know. So, anyways. Any open box for AGD Audions? I do not, but I've got one for a Tempo. So I'll give you $1,000 off on a Tempo if you want a Tempo. And that is the same as the Audion. It's just doesn't have the tubes. Those little boards instead are inside, plugged onto the main board. It's called a daughter board on the main board. And it is in a stereo configuration. So it's in one box. But it's the same exact, the same outputs section, the same amplifier section, just different box stereo setup, and $4,800. So if you want Audions, you're going to pay $7,800. So Tempo, call me up for the Tempo. Show me you're for real, Priyo. Prove. Call my bro. I'll tell you what. Okay, so I'm gonna have fun with this guy. Okay, so I just told you. Let's see, they're 58. I just told you 48. Okay, I'll take another $800 off because I don't believe that you're willing to buy. Okay, so I'm gonna call your bluff. I think you're fucking with me right now just to see about a price. So I'm going to give you a retarded low price. I'm going to tell you for $4,000. You call me tomorrow about that Tempo, you'll get it brand new with a full warranty for $4,000. That's $1,800 off. Okay, absolutely stupid. But I'm calling your bluff right now because there's plenty of people out here that love to just ask for prices. They think it's sport. They like to get a price and then not buy shit. Okay. So Priyo, I just gave you a ridiculous low price, $4,000 if you call me and you want an Audion. I'm sorry, not an Audion, a Tempo. I have the Tempo here. Okay, you will get the same performance as Audion in one box. You will get it for $4,000. Everybody witnessed it. Let's see if the guy calls me, and I'll tell you next week if the guy called me or if he disappeared like a freaking phantom, which I'm sure that's what's going to happen. Net Audio is from Serbia. That's correct. Serbian engineers have always been the worst in the world. Who's going to repair the crap once it's broken? Oh God, you sound like a dick. First of all, okay. So I'll go ahead and address your dickish. Can I be a dick back to you? Because you're kind of setting the tone for me to be an asshole back to you, and I'd really love to, but I'm gonna chill and I'm gonna take the high road. Okay, so Serbian engineers have been the worst in the world based on what? Prove it. Okay, tell me what. What are you talking about? Rockets fucking machine guns, cars. This is a tube amp. It's any ham radio son of a bitch can make one of these things, right? So they're making tube amps, the biggest tubes that the GM 100s. These things are sick. They're stellar. Go to I've already told you this. Go to What's Best Forum and look at the people that own these amps. These guys are billionaires that own these amps. Okay, they can have anything. Okay, and they choose the Nat Audio amps. And to answer your question, first of all, it's not crap, so fuck you. Okay. Second of all, it is for it if it needs repair, or if it gets broken in shipping or something like that, we repair it here in the United States, right here in Georgia. It's not hard. It's an easy amp. Okay. So there you go. Fight fire with fire. Nat Audio website is full of grammatical. Oh my God, dude, you're a dick, you know? Okay, Andrew. Hey, Mikey, can you talk briefly or in a nutshell, talk about how can you talk briefly or in a nutshell, talk about how audio clocking works? Are audio clocks worth it? When should we get one? Okay, so in a nutshell, talking about audio clocking. Let's see. Okay, so can I talk briefly? Clocking just is okay. So you have a bit stream of data, right? I'm not going to look, I'm not an engineer, so I don't know how to totally properly explain this to you in perfect terms. I can explain it to you in like layman's terms as I understand it. Basically, clocking is a correctness for the digital bits. There's ones and zeros or ups and downs or whatever. Okay. It's the digital bats. It's a binary bit stream. Okay. It has an accuracy. Okay, there is and clocking sets the frequency for which that data is sent, transmitted, received, whatever. They have clocks in there. So it's the timing. It's just the easiest way. Clock timing, right? It's the timing for the data. And there's a correctness for it. There's a spec for it. How tight is it? And do the clocks match? Okay. If you have one piece of gear like a DAC, do your clocks do your clocks match? Do they inside a DAC? There's 5 different clocks. There's one for the converter. There's one for the front display. There's one for the I'm forgetting the term. But okay, so there's different clocks. They oscillate out of sync when they're different speeds. Unless you make them all one speed, then they're going to have oscillation. So clocking, if you add a clock, you're making up for one that isn't as good. If a company makes a DAC and then they sell you a clock as an upsell, what I always ask is, why didn't they put the good clock in the unit to begin with? The other thing too is a clock is supposed to be this far from the DAC chip. It's not supposed to have a signal that goes outside on a cable that goes all the way over to a DAC. You're supposed to do that on a board. It's supposed to be close on the board so that there's no jitter and other things introduced. You bring a cable and you can get noise on it. So I don't like the idea of outboard clocks at all. Outboard clocks were designed so that when you're recording gear in the recording studio, that all the digital gear is synchronized with the recorder so that everything is synced together and it's not out of time or there's no oscillation between. So there's a master clock generator and it has like 6 outputs, and you put it to all your outboard gear and then it syncs them all together. That's what clocks. So typically what I would say is, don't buy an outboard clock for your gear, buy a better DAC. So don't buy the outboard clock for your DAC. I don't agree with outboard clocks. Okay, so let me see. Oops, where are we? I lost my place. Okay. Are tube amps better suited for smaller listening spaces? Typically, because tube amps are typically not as powerful. But no, they're not. I mean, you get a big tube amp. It's not. What's better suited for small listening spaces are smaller speakers and smaller power. So bigger speakers and bigger power are for bigger stuff. Mikey, I sent you an article recently about a record player that was using Wi-Fi to transmit the signal. Oh, okay, yeah, who knows, dude? That makes no sense. So Charles sent me a link to a record player that is that would send Wi-Fi to transmit the signal to your stereo, or was it Bluetooth, or it went onto the network? So basically, you're taking a piece of analog gear, you're converting it with the complete shit ass A to D, sending it out over the airwaves, wireless to your receiver, then DACing it back using a DAC. No way. I mean, it makes absolutely no sense. It's a mockery. It's just for convenience, and it's for people that don't really know what's up, you know. YouTube guy, either his 1 mil system died and his system was sold for 157. Yeah, I saw that. I did see that. The dude that was the dude, yes, I did see that. I did see that. Sad. I saw that guy before he died. That guy was obsessed. And I don't think that's healthy. Where that guy was, if you look at his rig and what happened with his family and all that kind of stuff, I'm sure he was a tough guy and really into his thing, and nobody gave a shit. And you know what? That's what's going to happen with a lot of our stuff. Okay. I just had a parent die. And we're going through, and he was my second parent. My father died. My mom died 4 years ago. My dad died a couple months ago. And we're going through the house of all the shit that came from like my grandparents, even. It's all getting chucked, man. None of it matters. So it's a weird thing, all these things. And I get into the acquisition of things, and man, when you make things your higher power, there's problems. Now you should buy stuff and have fun and enjoy them. And look, if that YouTube guy enjoyed his $1 million system and it made his life complete, then getting zero for it wouldn't have mattered. It didn't matter. He reached his goal and it made his life complete. So what it sold for in the second market, nobody's going to understand it. Nobody has the room for that. Nobody has the wherewithal to put together that's somebody else's dream. So it's tough, but yeah, he did not get his money out of it. Ken Fritz. I don't know who Ken Fritz is. Do you use the Fiddleizer software on your server? I'm running JPlay. Might be worthwhile for me to try it. No. I have not tried the Fiddleizer software. I don't know. I'm about ready to try some new stuff, but I use the I use the Playback Designs. The Playback Design streamer is the one that I use. Viva la Cooks. Viva la Cooks. Oh, the Cooks. Viva la Cooks. Viva la Cookies. Simon. He's from PR. Are you from Puerto Rico? Monoblocks for MagnaPan solid state. Monoblocks for MagnaPan solid state. I don't know what that means, but monoblocks are good with MagnaPan, sure. 0.7s. Oh, 0.7s. Oh, monoblocks. Shit, for 0.7s? Sure, why not? I mean, knock yourself out. You know, I mean, 0.7s are $600 speakers. What are you going to get, $600 monoblocks? I'm slowly losing respect for you. Then fucking don't come here, bro. Get lost. You know, do you think I give a shit? You're in here trolling my fucking stream because you're like ex-military or some shit, or you got some shit to grind with freaking a company that I carry, bro. You know, you don't need to come here and troll. See you later. You know, get triggered a bit. I do, brother, man. I got a hair trigger with certain things, and when people when people disrespect me, sometimes I haven't ranted in a bit, so I've got a hair trigger right now. I've been calm in my videos and all like that, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So someone wants to come here and troll. I'm sorry, I don't have the spirituality to be able to sometimes transcend these jackasses. And I could, this guy came to troll and basically tell me that my product is shit, that I chose very carefully. That product is phenomenal product. So once I cover that it's not that it's phenomenal product, then he goes on to how horrible Serbian people are. It's like, what am I going to do? Like sit here and listen to this guy and like appease him and talk to him? No, I'm going to meet him at his own level and blow him out. And so that's what I did. So sorry, but yeah, I don't take too kindly. I don't have patience for that kind of shit, man. It's like, I come here to do my thing, man. And you want to come and troll, I'm just, maybe next time I'll just ignore. I mean, he came in sneakily, like I didn't see where he was going with it. Otherwise I would have just blocked him right off the cuff. Tell me more about my ancestry. So you're Welsh, Spanish, and what else? Mexican. Stop. Reba. Stop in the name of love until you bust a fart. Okay. Bye-bye, Rafi. Yeah, he's gone, dude. It's like there's only so much. Like, I'll take criticism, no problem. But you start calling the stuff that I, being rude and get like that. Yeah, sorry. That's just not, it's, you want to be like that, bro? No. Open box. What? Yeah. What does that mean? Yep. Here we go. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Shane. He did a vid recently. Who did that guy? Oh, that was the guy. Ken Fritz, was that the guy? He did a vid. Mikey got triggered a bit, dude. I got a hair trigger, bro, for that kind of shit. I just yeah. And Fiery Chili Peppers, right? Don't take the you're probably trying to say the bait. Oh, the bait. Yeah. It's baiting, whatever. It's like, I want to fight, I got fight in me, I'm sorry. I'm not a pass. I mean, I have fight in me. What can I say, dude? I've got fight in me. You want to poke me with the stick, you're gonna get knuckles. I mean, that's all there is. So, what can I say? Hey, outboard clocks for DAX are okay. Don't take Outboard clocks for DAX are band-aids. That's pretty much. That's kind of like how I feel. It put the good clock in there, and you won't need it. Chris, hey Chris, I sent your power cords today, buddy. They'll be there in 2 days. Mikey, can you explain what playback PF clocking is by comparison to traditional word clocking technology? No, I can't. Andreas can. I don't understand it. All I know is that it's a unique. He basically says jitter doesn't matter. That's what he told me. You can have as much jitter on the input as you want. It's gonna redo it. What he told me, what I understand about this clock that he has is typical clocks are based on crystal oscillators. Crystal oscillator means a piece of quartz crystal out of the ground, and it's just like it's quartz, right? They slice it really thin. You put it under electromagnetism, it vibrates at a certain frequency. It's old technology. The newer technology has electromechanical devices that actually will correct themselves. So the quartz crystal will be different if it's at different temperatures. That's why you see TCXO and OCXO is that they are heated, right, in a little oven or a little temperature thing that keeps that at a constant temperature. Well, at that constant temperature, it operates within its frequency range. The electromechanical device that playback uses will adjust. It adjusts. It's constantly adjusting to keep itself in proper clocking, from what I understand. I'll have Andreas on and he can explain it to us because I don't know how to explain it. What would I recommend for an in-wall cable? Can you sell me 40-foot length of your flat cable? Ha ha ha. In-wall cable. In-wall what? In-wall speaker cable? In-wall interconnect? Oh, condolences. Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate that, especially if he could rub it in the face of a foe. Let's see. Rafi went bye-bye. Yeah, man, I don't have time for that. Sorry for my loss. Yep, thanks, River Rat. Appreciate it. Have you seen the Theoretica box stuff? What is your thoughts on it? Yeah, I have seen it. I listened to it at a show. It is interesting what it does. You know, it does weird things with the image, and it brings it around the side. It's almost like if your image is normally kind of in front of you and it has layers of depth, this one makes a curvy, like it's almost concave. It comes around to the sides, is what I heard when I listened to it, which to me seemed like an effect. It did not seem natural. It seemed like an effect. Is it cool? Yeah, it's cool. It's interesting. Did it seem natural to me? It didn't seem natural to me. It seemed like an effect. So what I would suggest for you guys to do is to go to your local audio show, go to Florida if you're in Florida, go to Texas and if you're in Texas, go to Chicago if you're in Chicago, and just listen, listen to it and check it out and see what you guys think. Calm down, Mikey, breathe, relax, and just say fuck them. That's exactly what happened. Yep. Excuse my incomplete question. I don't know. Did I get it or not? I'm not sure. Dude, I'm worried when I call to, but the new OnTech DAC, you're going to get mad at me for something. What? Not like having a right. Oh, what? I'm worried when I call, but the new OnTech, or you're going to get mad at me for something like not having the right gear to own it. I think I'm getting I'm picking up what you're laying down. No, I'm talking about my used stuff. The used stuff that I have is collectible. So it's just like, do you want to sell your collectible stuff to somebody that doesn't understand the collectability of it? Probably not. You want to sell it to somebody that understands that. Hey, Mikey, I recently binged on The Shrink and was wondering how you felt about Belcanto and Inuos. I don't really have feelings. I like John Stronzer from Belcanto. He's a good guy. I think the products are cool looking. I've never wanted to have any myself. Inuos is, kind of like a regular computer that comes from, where is that? Like Portugal or some shit like that. I've seen it. I've seen the insides. It doesn't look like they're doing anything unique. There's nothing wrong with that. It's cool. Opinions on VTL, great stuff. I like VTL. So VTL is good shit. And especially if you can find old stuff. Old VTL is a great bargain and a lot of money. I'm seeing a little money, a lot of value. I'm reading ahead, man. I'm reading ahead while I'm trying to answer these things. I'm trying to do two things at once. I'm gonna have to stop. I'm gonna stop this at 1 hour and 30 minutes. Tesla was Serbian. Oh, how about that? Look at that. Yeah, some real shitty engineers, right? Probably one of the most brilliant in ever existed. Is a Serbian. Is there a $5,000 monoblock option for the $2,000 0.7 Magnapan? Not that I know of. Not the one that I would use. You can probably find some Chinese monoblocks. $5,000 monoblock. $5,000 monoblock. Let's see, what do I have? $5,000 monoblock. I have some amps that I would sell that I just bought for shits and giggles to try them out. But no, man, these are like Optima ones that were built. They are what do you call it? Clones of some. What were the amps? They're clones of Goldman amps, and made by Optima. And you can monoblock them. And I have two of them because I was going to monoblock them and just try them out. But they're not a $5,000 amp. They're like a $2,000 for the pair of monoblocks, or something like that, $2,500. So if you want those, just holler. But if you want a $5,000 monoblocks, used something or other, you have to find something used. Find used VTLs, man. Find a pair of used VTL tube amps. Let me talk to you about the MPT-8. I had a Lumen U1 with X1 power supply. So a flagship streaming transport plugged in through the USB input. The MPT-8 improved it dramatically. So do you use them both together, or do you just use Ethernet into MPT8, and how did it compare? That's what I'd like to know. Do I still recommend the MagnaPen LRS Plus? Yes, I do. So the clock in the MPT8 is amazing. It is. Shane knows. He's got one. Do you know what filter your PBD DAC is using? Linear phase, fast roll-off, apodizing filter? No, I don't think. Those are like the typical types of filters. I think he uses his own. You have to realize that Playback Design's DAC is a single bit. And so I don't know if the same filters are used with single bit. I don't think. I think what you're talking about is more like fast roll-off, apodizing and shit. That's for either R2Rs or PCM. It's a PCM type DAC, I believe. PBD Playback is a single bit, and they do something very unique. We can find out about it. I'll do a interview with Andreas. Am I running a cadence? Not currently, but I have a cadence for sale. If you want one, I've got a cadence. I'll make you. I might make you a deal if you're for real. But yeah, the cadence is a sick amplifier. It's really a good amp. I need monos right now, so I'm not using it because I need identical amps on both sides. So thoughts on Tyco Audio Extreme server compared to the Playback Design? It's incomparable because the Playback Design streamer has a ST glass fiber output that goes to the DAC. That is the best possible way you can do a data stream to your DAC. It's the only way to completely, truly isolate it is to use light and not use a damn USB. So Tyco Audio Extreme, as I understand it, is like a $35,000 computer that uses USB on its output. Are you kidding me? Use a printer cable for a $35,000 computer? You can't even put something higher on that than just a cheap ass wobbly old printer cable output? I've talked to several people that know. Okay, so two things about Tyco. I've heard from people it's the best thing they've ever heard, and then I've heard from also from other people that maybe it's the best thing you've ever heard, but it's a couple grand worth of gaming PC in there. People that know computers really well can look inside there and say, here's all they've done. Especially, I think Tyco has a streamer. If you look inside, I've had people that know the stuff. They call me and tell me this stuff. It's like you go inside the streamer and it is something. It's like what did they say? It's like a bunch of copper. It's super expensive, and then it's got like it's for this. It's for the switch. It has like a $15 switch or something. It's got a cheap ass Cisco or whatever inside a block of copper. So Tyco is one of those show off brands, in my opinion. It could sound great, but whatever, for that guy that just needs to have the show off thing, Tyco's the one to show off, man. It's supposed to sound good. However, I just don't think it's worth the money. I think that thing would be worth 15,000, it would be worth 10,000, something like that. But 35 grand, I don't think so. I think you're taking an extreme too extreme with that. Chris says, Mikey, you're the shit. We love you, brother. Glad you're doing these sessions. Yeah, man. Thanks, brother. Try and do this. Be there for you guys. Is there any made in China product you would recommend? Zero. I am anti-China, not because of the people. And just to get this straight for you guys, it's because they're the global enemy of the world, okay? You've heard me say this for a couple years, okay? And you will believe me in a couple more years, okay? Right now, you don't know. Maybe you're just clueless to how China. We don't know half the shit that goes on in China because they don't let us tape it. You can't do it. You can't go record stuff there, right? And if you get caught sending videos out of there, taking videos, you go to prison, you get tortured, or killed or whatever. I won't support the Chinese economy in any way that I cannot do it. So no, there's no China product I would recommend. I don't, if you have to use made in China plasticware, You know, there's certain things you can't not, you know, there's certain things that have to be made in China, you know, that you can't escape it. But none of my clothes are made in China. Nothing that I buy, everything that I buy, I will find it made in Vietnam. I will find it made in Korea. I will not buy made in China. So you're asking the wrong guy, brother. You know, I love music. Me too. I'm guessing PDFA is based on a voltage controlled oscillator coupled with PLL to generate the MHC. There is no PLL, no zero PLL in any playback designs. PLL is makes its own problems, dude. You do not want a PLL in your DAC. The PLL is what matches all the different clocks and synchronizes them all together because they all oscillate. So you make a new problem by putting a PLL in there. There's no PLL in playback designs. You run a symphony. What does that mean? Does that mean you are a conductor? That's pretty cool. Any other sleepers that are slightly more affordable than what? You're coming back on something that we talked that I lost track of. What sleeper and what are we talking about? A preamp for or I don't even know, man. I'm lost, brother. Thoughts on ARC reference series preamps like the 3R5? I really don't know, man. They're supposed to be good. I think people that have them like them. I've never wanted one. I think the guy that bought, if you're looking for a used one, I've got a couple customers that have some for used. They're on, I think it's on 11 stereo right now. And by the way, if you guys have not signed up, I'm sure I've got 130 people. Give a thumbs up for this thing. I know that all of you, if there's 130 in here and I've got 23,000 subs, you guys are probably already subscribed. But if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Give a thumbs up to the channel. Help a brother out. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So I guess they're good, but I've never wanted an audio reference preamp. I would put one in if someone there we go. If someone sent me one, but I'm not going to go buy it. The audio, the ARC stuff that I like is the cool new little baby amp. That thing's pretty kick-ass. Any optical cables that don't fall out easily? Yeah, ST glass fiber. ST Digital. Just look up ST Digital. I now use the MPT-8 with its Rune core and server now. So streaming QBuzz through the MPT-8 with AT&T glass fiber P-Link down to the MPT-8. No need to look any further. Exactly. That's how I feel. I was gonna be surprised if you were telling me that you use something else with it and it sounds better. I'll send $100 because you ain't no bish. Oh, is this my my buddy from from up in Nashville? Is this my Nashville counterpart? Is that who it is, PR? Yeah, I was giving busting balls there, man. I'm busting balls. You're good, brother. I don't mind teaching you. I like you. I like you and your friend. You're good guys, but at some point, fucking A. Just give me a sign. Just give me a sign that you love me. That's all I need. It's a sign of love. That's all. It's a sign of love. I need to know I'm loved. Then I will tirelessly teach you. Chicago in the house. Andy, what's up, brother? So good to see you, man. All right. We got some fun in the house, man. My homies, my inner circle is in the house. Awesome. Viva Cuba, carajo. Carajo. ¿Qué es carajo? Charlene. I was going to ask my woman. Charlene. See, she's listening to music, man. She's deep in there. See, you're in Russia? Is that where you are? Better dead than red. Okay, there you go. Okay, so he knows. Truth bombs, I know. Dropping some truth bombs. Sorry. Yep, and he says same. He totally boycotts. Then the cadence. Oh, the cadence sleeper. There's a lag. Yeah, the sleeper is the reason I called the cadence a sleeper is because to me, sleeper is a car that doesn't look like it's fast, but it's super fast. It has a racing engine, but you can't see it. It's under the hood. That's a sleeper, okay? This day and age, people think sleeper is something that you buy for 5 cents that performs like something that is $15. Okay, so but that's not a sleeper to me, because a sleeper car, you spend the money on the engine. It's not cheaper than anything. It's potentially more expensive. Maybe it's not. Maybe you smoke a Ferrari with a, some sort of whatever Cadillac Blackbird, which is a sleeper. That thing looks pretty sick. CTS Blackbird. Anyways, have eliminated Chi-Fi from my rig, sold it on eBay. Yeah, I mean, there's no sense. It's not that it's bad gear, okay? It's not that it's bad gear. It's a political stance, 100% political. It's about not supporting a communist regime, period. Dude, if you buy Chinese, you're supporting them. And I just don't want to support that. Do I have a dream speakers or a pair of speakers that you wish you own? No, I don't. One that is other than the brands you carry, and one that is a brand that I carry. Well, okay, one that is other than brands I carry. I'm curious about it, and I'm going to listen to it. Alcivox. Okay, that was one that I was interested in. I like the way, I like the concept of it, and I was into it before it even came here. Before it was in the United States, I knew about that brand. It used to be called Leonardo, and I knew the Leonardos. So I want to hear that. That may be one that I don't carry that I would like. Of the brands I do carry, TAD Reference 1, the R1, that is, I would like to check that out, but I'm a little leery that I don't know that a box speaker would be able to do what my big panels do. And the R1 is hard for me to judge, because when I hear it, it's at the audio show and it's using TAD electronics. Now, I have no reason to think that TAD electronics aren't that great, but I know TAD is a speaker company. I don't know them as an electronics company. If they didn't have their speakers, would we even know about them? Would we be applauding their DAC? Would we be applauding their amp? I don't think so. I think we applaud them because of their speakers. And so I've always known them as a speaker company. So I would love to have the R1s here, to hear them with my gear, not with TAD gear. Okay, my gear. Then I will know exactly what they're all about. I've heard them with other gear. I heard them with the Jeff Wells Inamorata and Tape Machine. And I heard the older R1s, back when the R1s were like maybe 80 grand, not 160, right? $160,000 for a pair of box speakers is a big premium, man. And for instance, the Fisher & Fisher top of the line Behemoth is $80,000. Maybe the TAD sounds better. It should sound twice as good. But even at that, it's a lot to just guess and go, I'm going to fork out, even at dealer cost, which is what I get. That's still a hell of a lot of chunk of change to just take a shot and hope it works in my room and all that kind of stuff. They said they'd send it down, I don't know if they still will, but maybe they will. And, but those would be the two right there. I'm interested in your power cable. Okay, it's not for sale yet. You have to, if you're talking about the foil one, they'll be ready in like 60 days, and they'll be about, well, I won't tell you the price, because I'm going to have a limited amount, and I'll make you a good price, and then they'll be up for sale. And then that's all that'll be for sale until I make more. Viola Cadence is a follow on to the Viola Symphony. Oh, okay. Got you. Okay, cool. Viola Labs is great stuff. I mean, that it's cello, so it's really, really good stuff. Appreciate your videos. Thanks, Roscoe. Appreciate it, man. Very good, man. Is that Raskolnikov? Is that that's Russian? Хорошо. Nah, man, I'm from Melbourne. Oh, okay, cool. The toothless hose joker. The toothless hose joker. That's a funny thing. Do you guys have a name down there called Hose Joker? That's a great name. I never heard the name Hose Joker before, but that's funny, calling somebody a hose joker. And then toothless hose joker. You guys are good shit down in Australia. I'll tell you what, man. I think we're Australians and Americans, at least men's, we seem like we're cut from the same cloth. We like the same shit as Americans. You guys like brawny, gnarly cars and motorcycles, and you're tough. And it's like I don't know. I feel a camaraderie with guys from Australia for some reason, man. We kid around. We give each other shit. It's funny. So, toothless hose joker. I got to ask Shane about that. Shane, is that? And you got to meet this guy. Do you know, PR? Do you know that there's Martin in Melbourne, and then Shane is like an hour away, I think, from Melbourne. But go find Martin from Dr. Good Vibe in Melbourne. Martin is a good guy, man. I've known him for many years now, and he's got a Vincent Black Shadow. He rides too. Recommend an ST fiber cable. Can that be used in any Toslink port? Probably not. Absolutely not. It's a completely different protocol in a different socket. And the ST fiber, you can get any of them. Just find one that's glass. Find like an AT&T or a Corning glass, and then make sure that the ST fiber, it has to have the proper diameter to fit your socket, because there's a couple different diameters. You want to get the proper diameter. Freddie De Leon says Chicago here too. Right on, man. You guys are making me hungry for like some freaking kielbasa or some shit. Sausage and peppers. That's Jersey. But Chicago dogs, there's a place here that has supposed to have Chicago dog and Chicago beef sandwiches. God damn. I'm getting hungry. I've been on my good boy diet, and I start to Jones, bro, for freaking junk food. And I want a meatball sub, or I want like a Chicago dog or a Chicago beef sandwich. You guys have good food in Chicago, man. It's a good place to eat food. Greg Martinez is a gigging drummer. You mentioned you play congas and bongos. Yes, I do, man. I do. I'm not worth a shit, but if you're gonna put me in the band, put me on the congas, the bongos, you could put me on a drum set and I can do a real pedestrian beat, like something super simple, but I can keep time. Like, it's gonna be in time. It's gonna be super basic, but that shit's gonna be in time. I can sit in on I could fake rhythm guitar probably. I love live music, and I love to jam. Yeah, I'm about the Q car sleepers. Process of selling my JDM Bluebird SSS Atisa Limited. Looks like the grandma version, but with SR20 det under the hood and all-wheel drive. Nice, man. I don't even know what the hell that is. You just said so many things. I don't know what the hell a Q car is. JDM. What the hell is a JDM Bluebird? SSS Atessa. I don't even know what that is. Limited. You got Shane. Help me out here. He's in Geelong, an hour. Okay. Shane, help me out with this guy's car. What the hell is this? Shane, I'll guarantee you, Shane knows exactly what this is. Shane, what's a Q car sleeper? What the hell is a JDM Bluebird SSS Atisa Limited? He's got an SR20 det. What's an SR20? It's an engine, clearly. DET, diesel. I don't know what a DET dual. I don't know, man. Oh my God, you should have seen the car I saw today. I'm going to show you guys. I have one of my customers has a freaking drag car, where is he in here? You got to see this thing. It burns methanol. I'm like, dude, I took one look at that car and I'm like, dude, you are nuts, bro. You freaking cuckoo. Jesus. He says he tells me, I'm like, dude, is that like a small block Chevy been bored and stroked to a 395 7-second car in the quarter mile? And look at this thing. Look at the engine. Look at the engine on this puppy. Can you see that? I got to try and get a good focus on it. I'm getting reflection. I don't know if you can, it's not showing, man. I got to show you guys. It's out of focus, but this thing, oh, I know why. Cause I took the autofocus off here. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go, oh no, I have to go somewhere else. Anyways, I'm not going to do it. I would have to take the autofocus. I changed my autofocus so it doesn't mess up on you guys. I don't know. You can see that thing sticking out of the hood. It is it's nuts, that engine. Like you can't see anything. You can't see anything. But when you look at this thing, the belt, it's probably got a 4-inch blower on it. Belt is like 4 inches. I mean, it's sick. Anyways, you guys into cars? Shane, tell me what the hell he's talking about. Shout out from Rusty Zipper Audio Group. Keep sending out that truth serum. You know, I know it comes in it's bitter. The truth serum is a bitter serum, man, and it comes out bitter. So I apologize for that, but I'm not much of a sugar coater. Okay, Zinjilong. Mikey, do I plan to carry Borson anytime soon? I'm set on buying, but I'd rather buy from you than some other creature. Holler up, man. I can get them for you. Just call me on the phone. I don't necessarily have to be a dealer to sell them to you. I have some connections in the industry. So just holler, call me. So yeah. ARC had a Ref 6, not impressed with the quality or design. Okay, so Jason White's giving us feedback on the audio research ramps. Ramps. Where did I come up with ramps? Ramps. Preamps. Oh, my brain is skipping, man. It just went right to, whoa, dude. I need to take my pills, I think. I have a good recipe for Chicago beef. Do you really? From there originally. Okay. I can send it to your website if you. I would love it, dude. I would love it because I'll go get some grass-fed, really nice beef, and we'll make it, man. Is it a family recipe? I would be stoked, brother. I'll send you my email right here. I'm gonna put it in here because I love recipes and I love food. Oh, oops, Gmail. It's Gmail. Let me see. Verastar at Gmail. You can obviously, it's not Gmail, but Verastar at Gmail. VERASTARR at Gmail. Send the recipe there, Roscoe. And yeah, I would love that, brother. I will make it. I will take pictures. I will tell you guys about it, and we can share it with the tribe. I think, you know what? Tell me if you guys want this. Should I put a section on the website, on the Levin Stereo website with tribe recipes? And these will be only things, not just that anybody wants to put up there. Like I will have had to have tasted it, and then we'll have to meet my OCD approval. Which, if you guys know anything about how I am about hi-fi, I'm the same way about food. Okay, I'm a food guy, and I don't. I look, if I'm gonna eat, I want it to be good. If I'm gonna spend money on food, I want it to be worth it. I don't mind spending a premium. But and I love my ass some home cooked meals. Where am I? I think I lost my place. Okay, let's see. He's got a good recipe. Okay, so Roscoe, send it to Verastar at Gmail, please, dude. That would be super awesome. And I will tell everybody. I'll give you all the props on it. Hopefully, it's a family recipe. SR20 is a Nissan 2-liter turbo engine. Oh, okay. So is that the one that came in the Skyline? That's what I was thinking when he was talking about that. I was thinking Skyline. Was I right? Thinking Skyline? I'm like, that sounds like some Skyline-ass jargon to me because I don't normally. I know about American cars and that stuff, but not so much the Japanese stuff. Q cars get their name from Q ships. The Bluebird, also known as an Altima. Oh, really? Over there. Okay, you guys call it the Bluebird? From the 90s. Long story, not audio related, but it did come from with MB Court splits for what it's worth. Oh, sweet, man. Cool. Andrew asks, what's in a Good Boy Mikey meal diet special? I'll take it. Okay. So the good boy, I've cut far back on meat. Okay. I'm eating more vegetables and raw veggies, so I'll eat a salad or something. I try and do one meal a day. I've been doing one meal a day. And sometimes if I'm going to have a little bit more than that one meal, it'll be a salad. But I've cut out white carbs. So no bread, zero pasta, and zero white rice. If I'm gonna eat a carb, I'll eat a brown rice or a quinoa, or like a sweet potato or something like that. And it's funny, the hungrier you get, the more you don't eat snacks and shit like that, right? Then you're hungry when you freaking eat. The food tastes way better, man. It's like if you're eating and snacking all the time and eating meals, several meals a day, you get desensitized to the food eating experience. But when you restrict your intake, when you do get it, it is so much better of an experience. It's crazy. I'll eat a freaking sweet potato and be in freaking heaven because I'm hungry and my body wants it, needs it. Normally, if I'm eating all the time, a sweet potato's nasty to me. I'm just like, oh, gross. It's sweet, yuck. I don't like it. So those no sugar, no sugary drinks. I only drink water. That's the only thing I'll drink. I'm drinking right now because I'm having that. And I have a non-alcoholic beer. See, it's got, well, where does it say? I'll prove it. 0.00. So and it's still, I'm only taking a couple sips, but nonetheless, normally during the day I drink water only. So no juices. I don't drink. I will have a shot of tart cherry. And I'll put maybe a little kava or a little something else in there if I'm trying to supplement with any of a liquid. What else is part of the diet? No eating past 8 o'clock. So if I have my last meal, it's my only meal of the day. It's not past 8. No desserts. That goes along with no sugar. It's pretty simple. And then walk at least, what do I do? At least 4,000 steps a day. See my phone, how many I did today. But 4,000, I do 4,000 and better double that. But at least 4,000. I won't go. I used to, man, some days it would be like hardly anything, but I do at least 4,000. And I don't have to go. I don't have to walk for my job or do anything, so I could easily not. So just good food, man. Organic things. I like eggs. Organic eggs. I'll take organic, nice eggs, hard boil them. And then maybe if I just dying for something, like it happens to be like 2 o'clock or something, or even noon, and my meal is going to be at dinner, I'll have a hard-boiled egg, one hard-boiled egg. That will stick with you for a while. So I'm just chilling, man. I need to drop, let's see, where am I at? I need to drop 20 pounds. I I've got it all in my tummy, man. I got this belly. That's it. Luckily, my arms are good. I don't have that. I don't have titties, thank God. Anyways. Yeah, those Australian car model names are confusing to us in the US. I know, totally. Bluebird. But that's a great name. I like it. Bluebird. That's cool. Good night, Charles. Take care. Charles, how did that meatball sub come out, brother? Charles was making a wicked meatball sub. I was so jealous. He knows he knows I'm being good, and he sends me a picture of what he's making, this big, sick-ass meatball sub. It looks so good. I've got an SR25 turbo sitting in a trailer, 2.5 liter 6-cylinder turbo. Oh, okay. So it looks like you guys have similar cars. Right? Aloha from the Big Island. Oh, Hawaii. Thanks for dropping all the knowledge. I look forward to your live streams. Keep them coming. Saving to get some gear from you. Sweet, dude. I can have some spam sushi. I can come up there and get some spam sushi. Some hot dog sushi. Are you from Hawaii, Dan? Geez, I need to go back out there, man. It's so pretty. So pretty. Get some ono, some Hawaiian ono fish, man. It's some so good seafood. Aussie audiophile, nice. I actually drove to Geelong to buy my Outlander. There you go. That's for the dogs. Cool. Next time you're down here, come see Shane, Aussie audiophile. And he says, will do. Congrats on your channel too, man. Great A. What's the best way for someone to learn what kind of sound they prefer? So many different designs and tweeters. Do you think one can figure it out for themselves at an audio show? Pretty much, yeah. You just need to know how to decipher which room is a musical room, which room is an analytical room, and then compare the two. Have somebody help you. Yes to the recipes. Okay, so Shane's in, dude. What are you gonna send us? You're gonna send us some Australian recipes. What kind of Australian you got? You have one too, Shane? You got a good recipe? I have a family. They've got to be, you know what? We should make the rule that they have to be family recipes. That'll make it even more interesting. Got to be family recipes, or and ethnic or local, regional. I've got one for arroz con pollo, from that is Spanish rice and chicken. Oh my God, my grandma used to make this. Forget about it, dude. Forget about it. I mean, I would eat until I just couldn't eat anymore. Yes, recipes would be killer. Okay, Chris is in. Right on. Greg says, yes, do tribe recipes. Right on, man. We'll do it. Mikey, wasn't Lou Malnati's Pizzas in Schauberg the best pizza ever? Lou's, did we go there with Jason White? That was pretty good, Theron. It was good, but I've had better, man. It was like that was pretty good. You know, with those places, I think you have to, when it's a chain like Lou's, you have to know which one is the best one. Like the one downtown, the original is usually best, a lot of times. It was good, but I wasn't freaking dying over here, right? It was really good. I think, Theron, I liked when we went with Dwan and we went for Asian food. What did we have? We went downtown and we had some killer Asian food. I thought that was better. Recipes on the website, not so much unless it's in a member area only that requires login. Huh. Interesting. Why? You think people will see it and go, this is stupid? Yeah, but you don't even need to explain that. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense, Jason. I'm gonna call it Mikey's Clubhouse. I'm calling it. Thanks, Jason. Thanks for that, brother. See, this is how I get ideas. Guys like Jason help me out. Mikey's Clubhouse, okay? And in Mikey's Clubhouse, you'll sign in and you'll go into Mikey's Clubhouse, and then we talk about everything. We got recipes in there. We talk about guns, knives, motorcycles, whatever the hell we want to talk about. Okay, great idea, Jason. Thanks, brother. Okay, so Mikey's Clubhouse. I'm going to have that made tomorrow. Aussie Audiophile and Mikey. I was going to keep it a secret, but have you guys heard of Angel Acoustics in you guys say it Brisbane. Do you say Brisbane, right? It's not Brisbane. Brisbane. They've got a 12K open baffle speaker with top components. Guy's name is Clint. Never heard of it, but we will check it out. Sounds cool. At Jason White, surprised you did not like the ARC. The ARC Ref 6, I've heard perform well against some other 15, 20K preamps. Jason, what beat it out? Did your give them a little point of reference, like what amps you had? The Merrill amps and Borison speakers, but what speakers did you have at the time? And then maybe give him a little context. And what beat your Ref 6? Did your Merrill preamp beat the Ref 6? Maybe system matching. Yeah, probably. That's why I said to give some context. Thanks, man. PR gives the high five. Jonathan Davis, thanks for the video on XLR versus RC. I've been wondering about that. You bet, buddy. Wondering about some OAD, ultra fidelity open baffle. Okay, cool, man. Let's see. Say hi to that Aussie Martin Waters, Hi-Fi Madman. Aussie Martin Waters. I don't know who Martin Waters is. Martin is not Martin Waters. Martin is Martin. Man, what's his last name? It's not Waters. It's Martin Reynolds. Martin Reynolds from Dr. Good Vibe Audio in Melbourne. So Manny says weight loss. That's Rocky, not Manny. Slow and steady wins the race. Yeah, that's right, man. I know it is. You really want the results, and sometimes you look down. I look down. I can see my penis, thank God, because that's bad when you can't see that. It's like a mushroom in the grass nowadays. Oh boy. I hope you didn't have to visualize that. Lou Malnati, and he's a part of the Illuminati? Is he really? I have no idea. Is he a part of the Illuminati? Malnati? Oh, because his name's Malnati. I get it. Mikey's Club Sandwich. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Dude, I love to experiment, man. And it's funny you say sandwich because I make some sick sandwiches. I make sandwiches that my girlfriend's like, dude, take me right now on this floor wherever you want after that sandwich. This is the best thing I've ever tasted. Because I love sandwiches. I love to rock out a sandwich, man, for sure. Sandwiches are phenomenal. Born and raised in SoCal, but living on Big Island since 2018. Oh, really? You do a little of this, bro? Spam Subi. Yeah, exactly. That's it, man. Masubi. You know it, man. Theron says, yeah, that was Michelin star restaurant. That's right. That Asian place. I can't remember if it was, it's like Indonesia, no, Thai or Vietnamese, maybe. I can't remember, man, but it was hella good. That was tasty. Remember that stuff, the beef in that whole pan that was in the sauce? Like it was in this, it was like stewing in there. Oh, dude, I can still taste it. I wanted to drink all the sauce. Hang loose to the Islanders. You know it, bro. Brada. Hang loose, Brada. ARC, the Ref 6 does not have a true balanced design. The XLR is tied into the RCA circuit. The Merrill Audio Pre beat the Ref 6 in clarity and separation. Okay, that's cool. Fair enough. Listening to hi-fi gear variations at a local shop is no longer as prevalent in the 80s. How would you pick your speakers, amps, and DACs if you were a consumer? You have to find somebody like me that you trust. So whether it's me, whether it's, Steve Guttenberg, whether it's, but take into consideration, are these guys just reviewers that review everything that don't really, or are they guys that are sellers that, talk about the same stuff over and over like I do because they're the best that they've found. I did a room at Capital Audio Fest to show you guys how I tune and what my rigs are like. That's enough for people to understand. Here's how Mikey does stuff compared to everybody else, how they do stuff. Granted, it's in a weird place. It's in a hotel room, but here's how Mikey does the hotel room versus how other people do hotel room, and see how Mikey tunes, and you get an idea of how I tune. So you have to find somebody that you trust, and then somebody that has a bona fide return policy, and then lets you try it in your own room, or you come and visit me. I mean, if you're going to buy some, $30,000 speakers, $40,000 speakers, whatever, I fly you out here, so you can do either way. If you're close, or the other thing I do is I go on tour. I'm thinking about doing that this summer, going on tour, and I'll bring stuff. But the DAC I can bring, I don't know that I bring a whole rig. What if I sell the speakers at the first place? That kind of thing. I mean, maybe I bring a whole rig, but I have to figure out how to do that. But I got no problem going on tour. I don't have kids. I'm not tied down to another job. I don't have to do anything other than serve you guys. So that's a good thing, so that's a plus. But I'd say find a professional and trust a professional and trust his judgment. I think what I meant to say was, what level do I have to spend on a preamp to best beat the sound and the volume control on the Exogal? I'd say $6,000, 3,500 used. Buy a used SL1. I think there might be one for sale on my 11 stereo, $3,000, something like that. At Theron, sup Theron, great meeting you at Expona. See, Jason White. I got two of my homies. I ate with both of these guys at Expona. We went out for Lou Malnati's and had some killer pizza. That was good. Don't trust any tubers who haven't reviewed ATC or PMC. Well, that means don't trust me, because but I'm not a reviewer. So I'm a YouTube. You didn't say reviewers, but haven't reviewed. I'm not a reviewer. So, whatever. I'm not into British audiophiles. Isn't ATC and PMC British? ATC is like a studio monitor stuff. Yeah. So, hey Jason, I'm back at Expona this year. You coming? He's wondering, what do you think of Zoo Audio and full range drivers in general? Certain type of sound can be interesting. Not my cup of tea, because I think it's limiting. You sort of pigeonhole you to what it's good at, which is typically vocals and jazz, stuff like that. And it, You know, it's not going to really jam rock music that I know of. So it can be all right stuff. I don't know much about Zoo. I've never owned him. Anyways, I got to go, man. It's 1 hour 54 minutes. I got to go. It's too late now. It's too late, man. It's 11 o'clock. I got to go. Mikey got to go lay down. So anyways, thanks everybody for joining. I'll be back at you tomorrow with the Mikey Morning Show. Appreciate all your support. Thank you so much. And peace. See you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.